Happening now, the family of a baby who died in a house fire yesterday is seeking donations. We're laying out how you can help. Roadwork improvements are coming to Route 60. We break down what's new and what residents have to say. Plus, why exercise is the best way to beat those winter blues.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
And thanks for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Justin Gould. A check of all the local news headlines is coming up, but first, let's check in with Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter, who's standing by with a live look over Chautauqua Lake, and it's another chilly one out there today, Dakota.
Well, it's not as cold as it has been the past couple of days, but we are finally getting some warmer air to come on in. Chautauqua Lake, we do have some ice and snow on the lake, but I would not want to go ice fishing right now. The ice is still relatively thin, and the satellite and radar composite, we do have a few light rain showers starting to move on in. These will ultimately transition to snow showers later on in the afternoon, so we will watch for those, but again, no snow accumulation out of that. 34 was the high yesterday, started the day at 30, 60, and 25 below are the records. So through the afternoon, lots of clouds, not as cold. Again, scattered rain and snow showers. 35 to 41 is the high temp with this light south wind, but we get some more Arctic air coming in towards the end of the week. We'll talk about it with that Ultimate Satellite Solution 7-day forecast later on in the show. Justin.
All right, Dakota, we will see you then. Thank you, sir. A clothing drive is now underway, and $28,000 have been raised so far to help a Sherman family who lost their son and home to fire on Wednesday. Around 1:30 in the morning, crews were dispatched to 157 West Main Street for a house fire that claimed the life of 1-year-old Watson Taylor. Young Watson, his brother, and sister were trapped in an upstairs bedroom. Both his sister and brother escaped by jumping out of a second-floor window. However, the baby did not. His mother and twin brothers escaped without injury, while the siblings trapped upstairs did suffer burns. They're now receiving treatment at regional medical centers. At this point, deputies say that blaze appears to have started following an electrical issue with a power feed to that residence. In addition to monetary donations, the GoFundMe page is going to help cover travel, medical, and or other immediate expenses. The Taylor family is also asking for clothing for their kids. From shoes to shirts, the community has asked to dig through their closets and find clothing for 2 4-year-old twins, an 8-year-old boy, and a 12-year-old girl. In addition, toiletries or similar hygiene items are certainly welcome. Donations will be accepted at the Sherman Volunteer Fire Department on Friday from 6 to 9, Saturday from 9 to 9, and Sunday from 9 to 3. We will have a full list of the correct sizes posted later at WNYNewsNow.com. And new today, investigators are working to determine what caused an overnight fire in the village of Ripley. Several departments were called to Loomis Street around 2:30 in the morning. The Ripley Fire Department received assistance from the Crescent Hose Company in Northeast PA, Sherman and Westfield crews. No injuries were reported there. This is the third house fire in our county in the last 3 days. Well, the Department of Transportation is looking to roll out traffic improvements to a stretch of Route 60 in northern Chautauqua County. As our Julia Gress reports, the proposed project includes widening Route 60 to accommodate a center two-way left turning lane before Route 83 and Route 20 there in the town of Pomfret.
From April 2016 to May of 2019, there have been 87 crashes along the northern part of Route 60 in Chautauqua County.
There's been a lot of serious and fatal accidents that have occurred over the decades here between 60 and 20 and that stretch to Route 83.
The project is only modifying the current road footprint, and therefore no residents will be losing land from their properties. However, concerns are made from some, like Joseph Addy.
My front porch that we just rebuilt is 21 feet to the edge of the road, and they're telling me they're going to take 6 more feet right in front of my house. I'll literally be able to, almost to my sidewalk where I walk in the front door, is going to be road. And right now when the plows go by, the snow almost hits our porch already. So you're talking about 50-mile-an-hour plows going by our house, throwing snow on my porch.
Traffic control improvements are not the only thing proposed. The state DOT also plans to roll out new pedestrian safety enhancements as well.
With the addition of some sidewalk from Route 20 to McAllister Road, And we're also going to be making drainage improvements. We're going to be replacing a culvert and lengthening 2 other culverts on the project.
The DOT assured residents that their concerns regarding traffic lights will be investigated to see if the areas warrant the new fixtures. However, the DOT believes the center two-way left turn lane is the best way to prevent the types of crashes that are common in this area.
But the types of crashes that we see most often are those people that are stopped, waiting to make a left-hand turn, and because it's, a single lane in each direction, the traffic behind them has to stop. Sometimes they realize they have to stop, and sometimes they don't.
The plan will cost approximately $5.4 million of state and federal funding. If accepted, the DOT is expected to begin construction in summer 2022 and be completed in winter of 2023. Julia Gress, WNY News Now.
Roadside work will additionally reestablish the existing drainage ditches and pipes to accommodate that widening. The entire project area will also be repaved. Well, police are now suspecting foul play in the disappearance of a Jamestown man. City of Jamestown police announced the investigative update yesterday. Detectives say Kevin Hornberg was last seen leaving his residence at 629 Prendergast Avenue in Jamestown on Sunday, November 21st at about 4 o'clock. He's a white male, about 5'8", and weighs about 150 pounds. Hornberg officers report has not been seen or accessed any finances since then. Anyone with information on his whereabouts are asked to contact police at 716-483-7537. Crime Stoppers of WNY is also offering a separate reward for info. Additionally, several community searches have taken place since his disappearance. As WNY News Now continues, we hear from the governor about the truck and bus driver shortage here in the Empire State. What are the solutions? And later, is it safe to start ice fishing in our region yet? We pose that question next as WNY News Now continues.
With coverage that matters. This is WNY News Now.
Home fires occur most often in winter. Keep anything that can catch fire at least 3 feet from heating equipment. And never use an oven to heat your home. Stay in the kitchen when frying, grilling, or broiling food. Turn space heaters off when you leave the room or go to bed. Make sure all vents are clear of snow and ice to allow carbon monoxide to vent outside. Have your furnace, heating system, and chimneys serviced each year by a qualified professional. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Brought to you by the Chautauqua Safety Village and the Jamestown Fire Department.
Welcome to Honest John's Pizzeria, where you are the most important customer.
Everything from freshly made subs to the best of pizza and wings, Honest John's has it all.
And don't forget the ice cream!
Order online today or check out our 2 great locations with buffets ready for every appetite.
Don't I have the best job in the world?
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
SUNY JCC students have a 30-day grace period to get their COVID-19 booster shot before they return to class this winter. The college is following state guidance in rolling out that requirement. They had previously had a vaccine mandate for students last fall, and now with the rise of COVID cases in our state are requiring a booster dose. Guidance from the CDC says that a booster is due 5 months after the date of the student's last Pfizer or Moderna vaccine, or 2 months after they received their Johnson & Johnson shot. Students who have passed their booster due dates as of December 31 have a grace period of 30 days to submit a proof of a booster. That proof of vaccination should be up to date and presented to their health services staff. Students who aren't in compliance with this mandate will be administratively withdrawn from class. Those who attend classes online and are not physically on campus don't have to submit testing or have a vaccination status. Medical or religious exemptions are accepted as well. Well, New York will let its eviction and foreclosure moratorium expire at the end of the week, but will once again let people apply for eviction protection and rent relief. The State Office of Temporary Disability Assistance said the application portal opened 10 o'clock Tuesday, even though the state doesn't have enough money to provide any more rent relief, absent a deluge of federal funding. Applicants get protection from eviction while the state reviews their application. A state judge last week ordered New York to reopen the application portal for now as the court considers a lawsuit filed by tenants and the Legal Aid Society. Tenant advocates say it's unfair for the state government to leave thousands of still struggling New Yorkers without eviction protections, particularly as the eviction ban is about to end this Saturday. Lawyers for Governor Hochul's administration have argued it's wrong to offer false hope to applicants who landlords won't receive rent relief without more aid from Washington. Hochul used her press conference this week to make it clear that she plans to let the eviction moratorium expire. And speaking of Governor Kathy Hochul, she announced a plan to help address a shortage of truck and bus drivers, expanding the availability of road tests for commercial driver license plate applications. It would allow qualified third parties to offer a road test, which would create more testing locations around New York. It would also expand capacity at the existing statewide sites, including reducing time it takes to get qualified to get a CDL. The DMV will hold a public hearing on Wednesday, January 26th, to hear and review comments about the plan. The hearing will take place virtually via WebEx. And it will be open to the public comments following a brief introduction by DMV representatives. After some wintry weather, ice fishermen, they might be itching to get out on the frozen waters across our region, but is it safe just yet? Erie News Now's Kristen Allen spoke with a local fire department about staying safe on the water this year.
This is a viewer photo we received Wednesday morning. People already heading out on Presque Isle Bay. But rewind to earlier this week, the bay still looked like this. Definitely a late start to ice fishing season.
I know I've seen a few places already checking ice, checking to see if it's worth it, and then advising other people if it is or not.
According to NOAA, less than 2% of Lake Erie is frozen as of Wednesday. That's much less than the historic average of 15% by January 12th. The ice on Lake Erie, Presque Isle Bay, and most bodies of water in our region is not stable yet.
Anything over 2 inches is stable, 4 inches preferred for a person to be on the ice.
At Lake City Fire Department, the rescue team is getting ready for water rescues.
We go over stuff in-house, go over equipment that we would be using, little scenarios that we can practice inside until we can go outside to a pond or Edinburgh Lake or even onto Lake Erie.
In addition to that, they're recommending tools ice fishermen should take with them when it is safe to venture out, like safety picks and a throw bag.
Experts recommend bringing a multi-tool like this staff out on the water with you when you go ice fishing. You can use it to test the thickness of the ice and use it to rescue yourself if you get stuck.
Fall on the ice and the ice isn't thick enough to get out, you can lay this across a chunk of it, and then it helps disperse our weight.
Even though it is mid-January, it's still far too soon to head out on the ice.
You can jab it a couple times and water keeps coming up and out and you see cracks, it's probably not a good idea to be out on it.
Kristen Allen, Erie News Now.
Kristen, good tips, thank you. The Audubon Nature Center is holding a drive-up spaghetti dinner later this month. Meals will be available Saturday, January 22nd. Those interested in taking part are asked to pre-order ahead of time. They'll be delivered to vehicles waiting every 15 minutes. Paid orders are requested by this Friday. Some meals will be available without reservations. Of course, it's all on supplies lasting. Each meal is $16 and they're to go only. They include a helping of spaghetti with some red sauce, salad, and more available out at audubоncnc.org. Coming up, Pennsylvania residents being encouraged to test for radon We'll tell you what that's all about. And later, the push for voting rights legislation continues. We check in with our nation's capital. But first, Dakota joins us once again with a full look at our weather forecast. So stay with us as WNY News Now continues.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor.
Testicular cancer is the leading cancer in men aged 15 to 35.
1 in 250 men will be diagnosed with testicular cancer.
But 98% will survive if detected early.
As a survivor, I believe early detection is the key. Learn how to do a testicular self-exam and other important facts about testicular cancer at oneball4tc.com.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
Fast, accurate, and every day. First Defense Weather.
But hey, something that will be good if you do want to get out, the ski and the ski resorts across the region. Peak, 6 to 12 inches with a machine-groove surface. Cockaigne 15, Holiday Valley 12 to 42 inches, and Mount Pleasant 8 to 24 inches. And apparently they're telling me my microphone is off. Hello? There we go. Apparently it got turned off somehow. Not sure how that happened, but 8 to 24 inches down there in Mount Pleasant. These are the ski resorts across the region. And something that is kind of interesting is to talk about that this year has really started chilly. Have you noticed? 8.4 inches is the monthly snowfall total right now as we go throughout the month. 1.3 inches is the average, 1.3 degrees below normal is where we are right now for the temperature throughout the month. So it's been kind of a chilly start to the year right now. Right now we're at 37 degrees as a noon hour, a south wind of 8 and the wind chill down to 31. So this is around average for this time of the year. So it's not too bad out there. First Defense Doppler radar showing you, again, this is something we mentioned earlier, these little light rain showers coming across northwestern Pennsylvania and into the western portion of Chautauqua County. And that's pretty much going to be it, but they will mix with a few snow showers later on through the day. But notice these low pressure areas lined up along with this frontal boundary. This is ultimately going to produce a few snow showers into tomorrow as well. So let's take you through the newest run of the computer modeling. Shows you, a few rain and snow showers, mainly across the state line going southward into northwestern Pennsylvania. Then that clears out. Then we'll see a few snow showers developing tonight and then through the day tomorrow. So again, but it's not going to be everywhere kind of snow, just a few scattered snow showers. And then that'll start to taper off as we go into Friday, but it turns much colder going into Friday and Saturday. We're talking Saturday highs only in the lower teens for Saturday. So it's really going to be cold, but we are watching early next week a big storm system that is currently out west is going to be moving across the Midwest, down across the southern states, and then up across the East Coast. And what we're going to have to watch is how close this is going to move to western New York. We could see some snow showers out of this system as we go into Wednesday and Tuesday of next week. So that's something we're going to keep an eye on. Again, still way too early to throw out details, but it is something we are watching. 21 to 27 tonight, mostly cloudy, scattered snow showers, accumulation an inch or less next 7 days, powered by Ultimate Satellite Solutions. 26 and falling tomorrow. Will likely end the day in the lower teens. How about Saturday? Oh, only 10 degrees, 1 below zero is where we'll start the day on Sunday, but at least the sun will make it feel warmer. Again, we're watching that system from Monday and Tuesday, but at least temperatures, Justin, start to moderate into mid next week. I'm ready for the weekend.
That cold, it's not even cold out there yet, and it's already freezing you up. Freezing a lot of us up today, including equipment.
If only you could know what goes on behind the scenes around here.
We do our best. I got to give it to our producers, so thank you, Dakota. Well, January is National Radon Action Month, and in Harrisburg, state officials and Pennsylvania's Second Lady encouraged residents to be aware of the odorless, invisible, and radioactive gas. Our state capitol correspondent Brendan Scanlon was there and breaks down all of it about what we need to know and how we can stay safe.
Which is the #1 leading cause of death for non-smokers in lung cancer.
It's an invisible intruder that often finds its way into homes through cracked joints, holes, and even water. It comes from the natural decay of uranium found in most soils, especially in Pennsylvania.
And we found geology has some slightly elevated levels of uranium.
Because of our geology, it makes us the state that has the most cases of radon.
Radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer and estimated to cause thousands of deaths each year. Once inside a home, radon can become trapped and build up. It can present itself in schools and businesses as well. Thankfully, radon test kits are inexpensive and effective.
It's a small canister. You open it up, you place it in the basement.
Once a test is placed on the ground level or in the basement, results can show in as little as 48 hours.
Then what you do is close it up like this and mail it to the lab.
Once sent in for testing, the lab will notify you of the results typically within a week. Officials say winter is the ideal time to test for radon.
Winter is ideal because doors and windows are usually closed in the winter time, and that provides for more accurate results.
In Harrisburg, Brendan Scanlon reporting.
Yeah, certainly interesting and good to know. Brendan, thank you. Well, congressional Democrats are putting pressure on the Senate to vote on legislation they say will protect voting rights. This follows President Biden's visit to Georgia yesterday, advocating for Congress to pass these bills. But Republicans have been adamant that we should leave it to the states to decide their election laws. The Congressional Black Caucus had a passionate and at sometimes emotional conference yesterday. Some say with many states passing laws that hurt minority votes, legislation like this is much needed. The group has two bills in mind they're focusing on. The Freedom to Vote Act does a few things. It aims to expand voting access by allowing a minimum of 15 days of early voting, expand access to ballot drop boxes, and would make Election Day a federal holiday. The second bill, known as the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act, members say it would restore protections against discriminatory voting laws. Members of the CBC stress that the time is now for the Senate to vote on these bills because, according to the Center for Justice, Brennan Center for Justice, just last year, 19 states passed legislation that considered more restrictive voting access, but Republicans, they're pushing back, saying it shouldn't be a one-size-fits-all approach.
We've ever seen in our politics is trying to change the rules for how people get elected in every single state. That's just about the best argument for the filibuster you could possibly imagine.
That role Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell is referring to has helped his party block legislation from moving forward unless the Senate can get at least 60 votes on it. And right now, the Senate, they're split down 50-50. President Joe Biden is highlighting the federal government's efforts to surge military medical personnel to help overwhelmed medical facilities weather the coronavirus spike this winter amid staffing shortages due to the Omicron variant. Starting next week, he says 1,000 military personnel will begin to arrive to mitigate staffing crunches at hospitals across the country. Many facilities are struggling because their workers are at home in quarantine due to the virus. At the same time, the nationwide spike in COVID cases is happening. New deployments will be on top of other federal medical personnel who have already been sent to states to help with such acute shortages.
I know we're all frustrated as we enter this new year. Omicron variant is causing millions of cases and record hospitalizations. I've been saying that as we remain in this pandemic. This is a pandemic of the unvaccinated. And I mean by this, right now, both vaccinated and unvaccinated people are testing positive. But what happens after that could not be more different.
The president goes on to say free COVID testing and masks will also be available to Americans to help fight the virus. Next, get ready to pump it up for an indoor triathlon that's happening next month in Chautauqua County. The deets on that as we continue.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
Remember when you were a kid, huddled around the television waiting for your school to close? Well, we don't get snow days. When winter weather hits, count on the first weather team for a look into the future where the snow is headed next. Live radar showing you the scope of the storm. And real-time reports from the field. So when it matters most, stay with First Defense Weather.
Catch your First Defense forecast daily on WNY News Now.
I know what you're thinking. I need a job. I need a new career.
Well, I've been there.
I've been there.
I've been there. I wasn't happy with what I was doing. After high school, I didn't have a plan.
I just wanted to start working. I got laid off twice, but you gotta keep going.
You just need the right skills. Find an apprenticeship.
I found a 2-year IT program.
I found a medical course online.
I'm now a consultant in the tech space.
You have more options than you think. You can do this. You will find something.
You will find something new.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
Mental health experts in Chautauqua County say there's a simple solution to beating the winter blues: exercise. As our Bronson Rasmussen reports, the County Department of Mental Hygiene is hosting a triathlon event with the goal of promoting healthy activity and spreading suicide awareness.
It's wintertime. There's nothing going on in anxiety with everything going on. So let's get out. Let's move our bodies.
As project coordinators Carrie Rayner and Chrissy Breen tell us, exercise can help keep the body healthy in many ways, from keeping us physically well to the release of different hormones that help our mental health.
It makes us feel good when we move our bodies. It releases a bunch of endorphins. Those feel endorphins within ourselves that makes us want to do it more. Maybe not after we do it because we're exhausted, but in actuality, it really does help us.
Unlike ailments like the common cold, mental health problems show themselves differently in each person.
Anxiety and depression can come across a lot of different ways. It could make us physically ill as well. Whether we have an upset stomach, we have that anxiety where our heart is, our chest is clenching up a little bit.
The best way to help address that, according to the Department of Mental Hygiene, is to reach out and make yourself known.
It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to be struggling. It's okay to really look at yourself and think, oh man, I used to be, a lot more interested in things, or I haven't always been this angry before. So take that time and feel those emotions, but do something about it. Reach out to somebody.
They hold around 14 events a year to spread awareness and combat mental health issues, including the 13th annual Indoor Triathlon on February 5th at Chautauqua Health and Fitness in the town of Chautauqua. Bronson Rasmussen, WNY News Now.
Bronson, thank you. For more info on the triathlon or about mental health in our area, check out suicidechq.org. It's preventsuicidechq.org. Such an important conversation to have for sure. Let us know what you think about these stories and more in the comment section down below. Of course, at WNY News Now on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And we remind you to make sure you connect with us on channel 716 on Roku if you haven't already. Cool content on there available and ready for your streaming pleasure, including these newscasts. Well, that is going to do it for us today. Of course, news continues 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com. We'll leave you with this look over Chautauqua Lake. Have a great day.